Christ is risen, truly, gloriously, eternally risen. And because of that, we who believe are joyful, unafraid, and filled with undying hope. Those three marks, joy, courage, and hope, have always been the unmistakable sign of a true Christian. They don't come from a comfortable life. They don't depend on circumstances or feelings. No, they come from a truth that changed history and changes us today. Jesus Christ has conquered death. The tomb is empty. And because he lives, we shall live too. But the question is, why is the Christian so joyful, even in sorrow? Why is a Christian unafraid, even when the world grows dark? Why does a Christian cling to hope, even when all seems lost? Well, because Jesus Christ is alive. Many figures have shaped history, some for good, some for evil. Karl Marx's body lies in a tomb in London. Nietzsche's body lies buried in Lützen. Mohammed's body lies buried in Medina. Buddha's buried in Pyongyang. And even Lazarus, who was resuscitated and raised by Jesus, eventually died again. But go to Jerusalem. Go to the tomb of Christ and you will find something stunning. It's empty. And it's been empty for over 2,000 years. Because only one man in all of history has defeated death forever. Only one man rose by his own power not to die again, but to live forever in glory. That man, Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Why could he rise? Because he is not only a man, he is God from God, light from light, true God from true God. And because he rose, he made a startling promise to all of us. Yes, even to you and me. He made us a promise that if you are united to me through baptism, you shall live with me forever. And this is not poetry, some beautiful language. This is a promise. And it is that promise that gives us that inner joy, that gives us that courage and our enduring hope. In our first reading today from the Acts of the Apostle, Peter stands before the world and he says something extraordinary. He says, "We are witnesses. We ate and drank with him after he rose from the dead." Peter didn't believe easily either. He ran to the tomb. He doubted the women. He needed to see, to hear, to touch the risen Lord. But once he did, he never stopped proclaiming him. He's not telling us a myth, some nice made-up story. What he's doing is he's giving us testimony. He's saying, I saw him. I lived with him. I failed him. And he came back to me, and now he's alive. And now Peter says to all of us, and he says he commissions us. Because here's the truth. You will not meet the risen Christ by accident. You won't encounter him just because you've heard the story since childhood. You have to go looking. But not in the tombs. Why do you seek the living among the dead, we're told. If your faith today feels stale, if your prayer life feels shallow, if your experience of God is more memory than presence, faith in the risen Christ is not passive. It is a pursuit. It's a search that begins with love, the kind of love Mary had that made her rise early before the sun, the kind of love that kept Peter from staying stuck in guilt, the kind of love that leads to new life. So if you've lost sight of him, do not despair. Seek him again. But don't look among the dead. Don't look in the old, cold places of guilt and indifference. He's not there. He's risen, and he's going ahead of you. Seek him in the places where life pulses, where the gospel is not just heard, but where the gospel is lived. Seek him among the poor, the joyful, the reconciled, the courageous. Seek him in the breaking of the bread. Seek him in the fire of your own longing heart. Peter saw him and testified to this. Mary heard him call her by name. And now the same risen Jesus comes to call you on this Easter Sunday. To follow Christ doesn't mean life will be easy. Jesus never promised us an easy life. He did not promise us riches or comfort or an escape from suffering. What he did was he promised us something greater. Be faithful to me. Be faithful to me, and you will rise with me. That's the hope that made the martyrs brave. Those early Christians that gave their lives. The hope that led missionaries to risk everything to preach the gospel. That's the hope that brings you here today. And this is your mission now. Because you see, people don't come to the faith by clever arguments or even by powerful sermons. They come to faith because someone showed them what faith really looks like. And that someone needs to be you. You now are witnesses to this truth. You now must be apostles. So my brothers and sisters, live in such a way that makes others wonder, what gives them such joy? I want what you have. Teach me about this Jesus. Why are you so fearless? Where does this hope come from? Well, it comes from a person, not a memory, not a myth, a person who lives today, Jesus Christ. And that's what we celebrate this morning. Not only that Christ rose from the grave, but that we will rise with him, because this is our feast day too. So be joyful, be unafraid, be filled with hope, because the grave is empty. Christ is risen. Christ has been victorious. Amen. Alleluia.